Alrighty, now we're gonna look at some tips for facing down some of the demons. So the inner demons are your first enemy type that's standard but is also super powered, so that makes them a little bit more difficult to take on than the standard Fisk guys. So start with some stealth takedowns. Probably won't last too long with these, but I'm not really trying too hard at the moment. Mostly because I want to get to some action here.
You need some downtime.
So the basic enemies you don't have to worry too much about. Their hits will come on stronger than the standard hits because they have those energy-based attacks. The guys you really have to worry about though are the ones with either the swords or the little sights that they have, because they'll attack with different shockwaves and things. So when you see them like trying to attack with those, you'll want to like make sure you're dodging out of the way, either with a jump or with the standard dodge move. Some of the shockwaves you can only dodge by jumping over them, so that's when our double dodge tends to come in handy.
I hope you new guys can up your game, because those last guys, yawn.
There's a scythe dude there. Hopefully we can get him to try and attack us here.
Souvenirs for Chinatown shops.
What they're importing is not something I want as a memento.
Drugs?
Demons. Looks like they bring in their buddies in shipping containers. Explains how foreign nationals with criminal records are getting into the country. You guys look mad. I admit, I used all my good quips on the others, but I don't mind repeating myself.
And also, when you're having trouble with things, always remember to like integrate your gadgets and things as well. You'll unlock more and more as you go. The impact web gives you instant takedowns, so it's kind of very useful. Knock a dude down, or just yeet him against different things. If you hit them with the impact web and they're not having their back to like a wall or something, it will very simply just knock them back and like they'll land against the ground. But if you're knocking them directly into something, it's gonna instantly incapacitate them. Another pretty useful one for taking down multiple enemies is the trip mine. Took a hit there. Because you can stick that to people, and as you can see right there, if you get them to face each other, it'll stick them together. But even if you don't get them to face each other, it'll stick them to walls automatically, so that's pretty useful. Again, even if the combat like looks pretty samey and like you feel like you're doing kind of the same thing over and over again, like it's not so much of a big deal, because like if it works, like definitely keep doing it, because some of the fights are legitimately very difficult, like especially until like you get like your more powerful upgrades. So like just using your basic web strike into dodge under move and then just doing an air launcher, like that's kind of my go-to strategy for taking down a lot of these guys, because it's the easiest way to keep yourself from getting hit. So yeah, it's some of the basic demon enemies. The sword enemies, I think, are from other bases. Those guys are a little bit trickier. You need to use like perfect dodges to be able to incapacitate them, which is when your spider sense turns blue. And the whip enemies are also a little bit difficult because they can yank you out of the air. Those are another one that you'll want to use perfect dodges against, again, which is when your spider sense turns blue and you tap circle to dodge. That opens them up for being attacked, and like they won't block your things anymore. Generally, I will try and incapacitate them first. So if you do your perfect dodge to stun them, use like your impact web or something to like instantly take them down, so that way you can like focus on the larger group at hand. Yeah, and for if you have your focus bars filled, it takes two focus bars to be able to take down sword, heavies, and the energy whip enemies. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as you're taking them on. I generally like to save my focus for taking down those tougher guys quicker. So yeah, next I'll handle some of the Sable guys, which definitely brings a wider variety of uh, things you need to do to take down some of the bad guys here.